Fox Sports.
We are Black Horse. We are MC.
Royals baseball comes to you on a beautiful night from California's East Bay as the Royals West Coast trip continues. They begin a 4-game series tonight with the Oakland A's. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. It's the second time the Royals have seen the A's in a week. The A's took 2 out of 3 from the Royals last weekend. Oakland went to Texas. They got swept. The Royals went to Anaheim. They got swept. It'll be Jason Hamill pitching for the Royals tonight. His second time against the same team in 1 week.
That's right. But good news. After you've been down for a few games in a row like the Royals have, it's time for them to win. That's right. And why not go on Hamill and jump on his back? 2-0 in his last 3 starts. Fantastic ERA. He's holding the opponents down. Look, he's rediscovered his 2-seam fastball and that slider. Hope it's on tonight for him. But the important thing, you got to get run support. We'll hope we see that.
He'll be opposed by Paul Blackburn, who was just called up from AAA. And this weekend, the Royals are going to have to figure out how to get Matt Olson out. Back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. 64 degrees. We haven't had a game time temperature of 70 degrees yet on the West Coast. A very pleasant night, and this has been a pleasant place for the Royals. They have won 8 of their last 12 here inside the Oakland Coliseum. It's been a struggle recently for the Royals on offense. They're only averaging about 2.5 runs per game over the last week. Paulo Orlando joins the lineup tonight. He'll bat second and be in center field. Whit Merrifield is back at second base. And Ramon Torres will get the call at third, as Mike Moustakas will be the designated hitter. So there's Paulo, and he was playing well at AAA Omaha. He arrives after an 11-game hitting streak at AAA, where he was hitting over 500.
Yeah, you know what? I talked to him before the game too, Rhino, and he didn't give me any numbers at all. Hey, how'd you do? What have you been learning? He says, I feel good. I'm seeing the ball. Good. It's time to go. I'm going to help him. And then, you know, that's all. That's baseball terminology. That's talk right there. Okay. But then you read the numbers. That's pretty good. Hope he helps.
With John Jay traded away, he'll get an opportunity. And it's an opportunity for Paul Blackburn. Now, he had been on the disabled list. He started the season on the disabled list. But the A's had to bring him back early because they've got a long list of starting pitchers that are out with injuries.
Yep, you know what? The land of opportunity is now. And for Blackburn, he just had a little session down in the minor leagues where he pitched, rehab, and he's okay. He's ready to go. Fastball, slider, change, curve. Of course, these are from last season, but that's his repertoire. The guy's not going to invent a new pitch in his downtime. But look, he's happy to get out there. I'm sure his nerves are a little bit rattled right now, especially because he can't throw any warm-up tosses because the umpire meeting's standing right there. And he's getting a little nervous, which is good for the Royals. The first inning is the inning to get him. That's when you want to get him. He's going to try to see what pitches are working for him. That's when you jump on him. Defensively, this Martini kid playing left field. He's new and young from K-State. How about Dustin Fowler, a good-looking center fielder? He's young and he's got good speed. Piscotty, he's a pretty good player out in right field. Olson, Lowry, Marcus Simeon, Chapman, and Lucroy is behind the plate.
There you go. That's our third base umpire and crew chief, Bill Welke. Getting stretched out. His groin stretched out. Now his hip flexors.
Just give him a mat.
He's ready to go. It's probably a little tight because if an umpire is at third tonight, it means they were behind the plate last night and then he had to travel from one city to another.
Good call, partner.
Lance Barrett will be back at the plate with Sean Barber at first and Tony Randazzo at second base. So Paul Blackburn is in the spot of Daniel Gossett. The Royals saw him during the last homestand, and he was pitching really well and then came out early. And then we found out during the game that he had some elbow tightness. So he was eventually placed on the disabled list. And he's the subject of our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. A right elbow flexor strain. He, Brett Anderson, Andrew Triggs, and Jarrell Cotton, who's done for the year, all A starters, are on the DL.
That'll deplete your starting staff. So look for Blackburn to step up, although the Royals are due to start winning.
A little bit outside to Whit Merrifield.
708.
He hit 500 against the A's last weekend at Kauffman Stadium. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So what they know about Blackburn is that, you know, he's not overpowering. He's an average right at 90, 89 miles an hour. Slider's his second best pitch. We showed you that as far as comfort. But if you can make him uncomfortable in the first inning, that'll do wonders against his confidence.
Royals saw him last year in August, and they scored 4 runs on 8 hits against him in 4 innings. He threw 97 pitches in 4 innings. It's a lot. That was fouled off of Witt's leg. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That didn't feel so good, but Blackburn, he ran to that ball over towards third base and picked it up as though he was going to make the play. And when you see a pitcher do that after he hadn't pitched in a year, he's got nerves. That helped him. He ran off. He now that loosened up, that broke up some of the tension that he's got in his body. So we'll see what happens here on this pitch. But whenever you run off the mound, you make the pitcher run. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. But in this situation here, that was good for Blackburn.
Two and two.
Slider off the plate.
He is a local kid growing up about 50 miles from here. Simeon, another local kid, makes a nice play to get Merrifield. One down.
Couldn't quite take a little something off of that. Might have gotten him an infield hit, but a good play by Simeon. Whenever your body's going towards the opposite way you're going to throw the ball, to be able to throw across your body, you got to be accurate. You got to have a perfect release point, and he did.
At the knees, and a strike to Paulo Orlando. At the big league level, he is hitting 191. At AAA, he hit 300 in 35 games. And we told you about the hitting streak. No balls, 2 strikes. He's asking the home plate umpire Lance Barrett if he swung at a strike.
And once you swing at that slider, he's going to go out there with it again. Jonathan Lucroy. He's the catcher. I talked to him before the game and asked him, have you caught Blackburn very often? Have you seen him? He says, never caught him before. Oh, interesting. So what do you do when you've never seen a guy before? Well, we have our meeting. We talk. He tells me about his pitches that he likes to use. Put away pitches. Okay, then what's the next step? Well, then after we talk about it, we go and I warm him up. And I'm going to watch him, and he's going to throw those pitches, and I'm going to get an idea how he likes it. And that way he gets to feel him. He's going to say he probably catch 25, 30 balls from him down there in the bullpen, and then it's on. These guys are professionals. They know what to do. That's a good pitch there. That's a pretty good movement. So there's a method that goes into catching, and some familiarity.
And now the A's shift on Mike Moustakas, putting the shortstop Simeon into shallow right field, and Mike Moustakas goes the other way and gets it inside the line. So he beats the shift and ends up with a 2-out double.
Man, that's a good sign. 4-game series here. First time up at Rickey Henderson Field, and he goes to the opposite field. That's perfect. That ball was middle away, is on the outer half. That's right where he wanted to hit it. That's a good sign for him. If he starts going that way more, the long ball's going to come. Seeing the ball longer helps him react on the inside pitch. Good stroke.
It is Greek Heritage Night here tonight, so if anybody's going to have a big game, it's going to be Mike Moustakas.
All right. Well, not this inning.
Salvi grounds out to Olsen, so Moustakas is stranded at second. Jason Hamill makes his 13th start of the season when we come back. pitching staff during this 4-game series. Matt Olson, who had 5 hits, 3 home runs, and 8 RBIs at Kauffman Stadium last weekend. Here's the A's batting order. Olson will bat 4th. And this A's team is really interesting because they're world beaters on the road. Hit the most home runs in the league away from home. But that offense really drops off here in Oakland. So that's good news for Jason Hamill, who faces the A's for the 2nd time in a week.
Yeah, and that's okay. Hamill says, bring on all comers. Doesn't matter. I'm pitching good right now. Fastball, slider, curve, changeup. Fastball has been working a lot better because he's comfortable using his two-seamer. That two-seam fastball, you hear us talk about that particular fastball, it runs. It has some run away from lefties into righties, and that late movement is a good remedy to throw the offense off. Hook. That's got a hook. Hit well enough, and then his Hamill slider has been much improved, and it's working good down in the zone.
Bad judgment.
Ugh.
He went to the wrong row.
But look at the strides, though.
No, I'm talking about the guy on the right.
Oh, my
He went
bad.
to the wrong row.
Okay. The other guy threw his drink on us all over his jacket.
Fowler is out. He had a nice series against the Royals in Kansas City. Dozier goes to the bag, 1 away.
Ford around the horn. Royals defense. Soler in right. Paulo in center field. Like we said, good to see him. Alex Gordon, we know he'll make a play tonight. Torres is getting a start at third base. He's got really good hands. Could play shortstop. He could play second or first. Salvador Perez would love to gun somebody out, but they only have 12 steals, so they don't run. With all that power in there, they're just going to stay, go base to base.
Jed Lowry fouls it away. He was batting 3rd for the A's when they were in Kansas City, and he was leading the team in RBIs. Now he's 2nd to Chris Davis. Been a little bit of a struggle for him lately. Good fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. Through April, he had a .583 slugging percentage with 6 home runs, but since the beginning of May, he's cooled off quite a bit. Good hitter, but you don't expect him to be among the league leaders in home runs and RBIs on this team.
No.
And down he goes on 3 pitches.
Yeah, he's shaking his head, and it's because Hamill didn't really break out any of his off-speed pitches. He went after his two-seam fastball. Good job. That had a little bit of break to it, that one there, but the other previous 2 were heaters right down the middle. Good sign for Hamill. We talk about first innings, whether you're a rookie, whether you're a 10-year veteran, first innings, you want to see what's working from the bullpen to the mound, facing a hitter. Lots of times that's the biggest inning for a pitcher.
Chris Davis, who has excellent power to all fields, drives it to deep center, but there's Paulo Orlando. Very good defensive outfielder. He bails out Hamill, who has a 1-2-3 first. The second inning. If the Royals hit a triple in tonight's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy. Got the call. 1-1 from Paul Blackburn. Soler has started to warm up again after about a 2-week slump, and coincidentally he has been laying off more of those breaking balls down and away as he did 2 pitches ago, and now 2 balls 2 strikes.
Yeah, and you know that's an everyday game. You have to play it every day, this game, for timing. It's so difficult to round ball and around bat. Watch out. Speaking of that, lost it.
Chapman throws out Soler, 1 away.
Yeah, so seeing more sliders and having the ability to lay off them, that's the important thing. Pretty good third baseman they have.
Left fielder, number 4, Alex Gordon.
Alex Gordon had been 0 for his last 15 in the middle of last night's game in Anaheim, and then ended up driving in 3 runs late in the game, all with 2 outs. And again, it's the shortstop Simeon who goes from the left side of the infield into shallow right field on the right side. That's out to the second baseman Lowry. 2 down. And now Hunter Dozier. Hunter has hit safely in 6 of his last 7 games.
Another thing that's coming along now with Dozier getting a chance to play every day. Not only is he getting everyday swings, timing is very important. When you play once or twice a week, the game is very difficult to hit. But he's showing his speed too, I've noticed. I'm really enjoying watching him go. He goes first to third the other day, and I was impressed in Anaheim just the way he runs. I talked to him about his speed, and he goes, you know, it's always been something I like to do, but it's not one of my best tools. And I said, well, you're a good athlete, and do you have the green light? And when I asked him that question, he kind of looked at me like was I prying? Was I asking something? I just wanted to know, because he's that good an athlete. He said, yeah, I can go when I get a jump.
On an 0-2 pitch, he drives it to deep right field, but Scotty was playing deep, and the Royals go down quickly in the second inning. 2 during that stretch. So why? Well, his slider has been effective again. And in our key of drive to success, when he's getting to 2 strikes, he's putting hitters away. Hitters are just 1 for their last 29 against Jason Hamill when he has 2 strikes. And now he's 0-1 on Matt Olson, who had a huge series at Kauffman Stadium. The A's hit 6 home runs in that 3-game series. Olson hit 3 of the 6, and he drove in 8. Didn't look very good on that swing.
Nice 2-seamer. Hey, but talking with Mike Aldretti, the assistant hitting coach today for the A's, about him, and I said it's very unusual to see him with his hands all the way out like that. Aldo said, look, it didn't matter if you start there or wherever, as long as we're right here.
That is in and out of Escobar's glove, but he had time to recover and throws out Olson.
As long as you're able to get your hands in the hitting position when the ball's in the way, like everyone, doesn't matter where you start. You can have your hands way over your head like we've seen, guys. You can have them all the way down on the ground, no matter what. They always get in the hitting position. Good play. Escobar, no panic. You know why? Because he knows he's got a strong arm. He was able to make up for it. Good play. Continue that good, solid defense behind Hamill. Royals got to get back in the win column.
Strike on Matt Chapman, who's having an excellent year defensively, adding .228 to this point with 9 home runs. And he's had a rough last couple of weeks, hitting .145 over his last 15 games. But he hasn't allowed that to carry over into his defense.
Nah, you know what? He's just finished his first season. That's a good sign for that, because a lot of young guys, man, he got him to go on that. Good job by Hamill. A lot of young guys, they get a little worked up if their defense, if their offense isn't good, they take it to the field with them. Goldie, you got something for us?
Yeah, just a little bit more on Paulo Orlando. And, you know, 2.5 weeks ago, he was actually batting under 200 at Omaha, and then he batted .481 since, so he was sitting right at 300 on the nose. I said, what was the difference? And he said, I'll tell you, my family came and visited me. His wife and kids are still in Kansas City because his 8-year-old daughter is in school there. He said, once they came and visited me, that gave me all the motivation I needed. I remembered how badly I want to get back to Kansas City, not just to be in the majors, but to be with my family. He said, you know what, from here on out, I'm just going to try to go and have some fun and enjoy myself and control what I can control and let the rest happen the way it does. And speaking of fun, guys, after that Escobar play, they were pantomiming everything in the dugout, trying to show Esky what he looked like on that play. A lot of smiles in there.
1-1 on Marcus Semien. That is slicing, and it is foul. We love to talk about the mechanical reasons why a player is doing better, and every now and then there's the human side as to why a player is doing better.
And believe me, that human side in the family, that brings out more out of a player, because that's your future, and that's what you're here for. Sure, you're here and you're living your dream, but you got to make a living and take care of them. Great motivator.
Jason Hamill so far has thrown 17 pitches, 15 strikes, and he's retired the first 5 tonight. That's line to right. Soler will play it on a bounce, and Semien is on with 2 down.
Good swing. Let's see where it was located. Right in the middle. He could tell Semien was looking to go that way and try to pull it.
It's a bit of a milestone hit for Marcus Semien, career hit number 500. That base hit to right. Saw Jonathan Lucroy get his 1,000th career hit when the A's were in Kansas City last weekend.
He did.
Lucroy in a moment will be on deck, but there's the A's bat boy. Got a hold of that baseball and took it over to the authenticator. There's Lucroy on deck.
And they always have the hitter's extra bat there to save time in case he breaks it. So they can run it up there. It's one of the things that have changed, of the many things.
Caught the corner on Stephen Piscotty.
Simeon's, he's stolen 4 bases and he's been caught 4 times. They just don't run a lot. And that's one of the reasons they don't, is because they've got power and they don't want to. Melvin doesn't want to risk an opportunity and make an out on the bases when a guy can hit a long one. Makes sense.
Stephen Piscotty is from this area. And in the past couple days, the A's drafted his little brother, Austin, in the 38th round. That's lined into right field, and Soler will play that on a bounce. That was an 0-2 pitch to Piscotty, so a pair of 2-out singles for the A's.
Yeah, you know, and back to Piscotty's brother that got drafted. Melvin was talking about that in his pregame meeting today about when they asked him, and he said it's always good when you have a local talent, a guy who's from the area that people know grew up in that area, and kind of like our Jason Adam. You know, that's a good story. So, I mean, will he ever get here? You don't know that, but that's one of the reasons why the team will draft a couple of local products just in case they get there. Hometown flavor, that's important.
Opponent's batting average with runners in scoring position has gone down for Jason Hammel to 254. It was much higher than that in his earlier starts this year. Grounded to Torres, and that leads him right to the bag and ends the inning. So the A's get a couple of 2-out singles, but they strand 2. No score.
video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
It'll be Alcides Escobar, Ramon Torres, and Whit Merrifield in the third inning. Esky was just 1 out of 12 in the Royals-Angels series. Paul Blackburn is retired 6 of 7. The only exception was Mike Moustakas' 2-out double in the first inning. You're talking about local kids and drafting local kids. Paul Blackburn is a local kid, but he wasn't taken by the A's. He was taken in the first round by the Cubs out of high school about 50 miles from Oakland. Left field, deep, and off the top of the wall. Did it stay in or is it over the wall? It is over the wall for a home run for Alcides Escobar.
Esky jumping on a heater. Nicely done. On contact, it looked like it had a chance. And it just kind of floated up there and stayed up in the zone. And watch, it just bounces it off the top of the wall. Oh, perfect distance.
Torres hits it right to Lowry. 1 down in the third inning. And now Escobar is showing Soler how he got it done.
And one of the next things, or maybe it's the first thing, what was it? Was it a heater? Was it a slider? They always want to know what was the pitch. Sometimes you go back and say, I don't know. I'll have to go look at it or something. But that's what the hitters do. After they face a guy, especially Blackburn, hadn't seen him in a while, they want to know. And they go back in that dugout, they talk about, you know, this is what it looked like to me, and lay off of this one, and look for this one, and got to communicate, talk about it. So he's telling him right now, I'm going to get him again.
Oh, and 2 on Whit. He grounded out to short in the first inning. He is trying to go the other way against Blackburn.
He's grinding it, and you know what? This field, more than any other field in the league, maybe in the National League too, has so much foul territory in it. As an infielder, you got to know second baseman, shortstops, corners. You got to be able to know when anything goes up, you got a chance to get an easy out here with all the foul ground. But there are some hazards here in this ballpark. The mounds are raised. Okay, there's 10 inches off the ground, and they're in play. And it's going to roll over right there. It's going to roll right over one. And so you got to be careful when you're looking at a ball running full speed. Well, I've seen that mound right there put a lot of guys in the disabled list. So that's a hazard you gotta know about. And look at Whitley. He's going line to line. This has got a good AB going here. There's one right there.
And Piscotty. Boy, watch your ribs. He went hard into that railing, and it looked like it was in his glove for a moment, or at least it hit his glove. But he went into a folding chair and then the metal railing.
Oh, man, and he got a glove on it. I mean, those chairs right there, those things got to go. Come on. Make it safe for the player. Now, you see that roof right there? That roof is wood. It's plywood. And another hazard. It's always been there for a long time. Little bit of a sunshade for the guys in the pen, but I'm almost decapitated myself out there on a couple of those, just like Piscotty. Playing second base, running down there in that corner over there. That's dangerous. this field here. I tell you what, I love the field, and I would hope that maybe they would rebuild a ballpark right here on this field. It's a good spot, but I don't know what's going to happen. They don't either.
Wear your Royals pride with a 50th season baseball hat giveaway on Saturday, June 16th. The first 10,000 fans inside the gates will receive the hat before watching the Royals and the Astros at 1:15. It's a 1:15 game on June the 16th. Tickets at Royals.com. Paulo hits it up the middle. Simeon is there. So Blackburn gets 3 more ground ball outs after Escobar opens the inning with a home run, and the Royals take a 1-0 lead.
Guy, he fills it out better than I would.
Nick Martini out of Kansas State will lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. He is from the Chicago area and went to K-State. He set an NCAA record while he was there, and then was drafted by the Cardinals before coming to the A's. Grounds it right to Escobar. 1 down. And Wildcat fans, you can get your theme ticket for K-State night Friday, June 15th, presented by Rally House and Fox Sports Kansas City. Just redeem your ticket at Gate A, and you'll get this Royals-themed K-State hat. Gates will open at 5:30 for that game. Royals.com/theme tickets. Royals and the Astros on June the 15th. Dustin Fowler grounded out to first in the 1st inning. Little pop up into left field, and there are 2 down. So Jason Hamill has given up a couple of singles in 2 2/3 innings, and he pitched well against the A's on Saturday. He had a quality start, giving up 3 runs in 6 innings, allowing a home run to Bruce Maxwell, who was recently sent to the minor leagues. And when the A's scored against Hamill in the 3rd inning on Saturday, that broke a stretch of 13 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings for Hamill.
Nicely done. He's carrying it over. And that's a nice angle there. It's 6'6". That's imperative that a guy like that can work downhill and get that good angle, and he's found it. He told me the other day his two-seam fastball has been the key. He's got good angle to his slider, but talking with Cal Eldred before the game, I asked Cal, what do you like best about Hamill's turnaround? His last 3 starts, he's been good. He says, I like the depth he's getting on his slider. It's more like a breaking ball, but it's got good downward depth, not lateral depth. Lateral depth stays in the hitting zone a little bit longer. Got to go down.
Two and one on Lowry. Of his 30 pitches tonight, 25 are strikes. Fouled back into the netting. Fastball got him swinging. Hamill strikes out Lowry for a second time. And in his 3 scoreless innings, Hamill has 3 strikeouts. Mike Moustakas has already doubled tonight. He'll lead off the 4th. th PGA Championship with a visit to St. Louis this past week. And in fewer than 60 days, he will join Major Golf's strongest field for the 100th PGA Championship. If you're interested in an all-inclusive experience, you can get opening day tickets Monday through the first round on Thursday, but the tickets are going fast. PGAchampionship.com. That's a second baseman, Lowry. Mike Moustakas is out, and Blackburn is down right now 1-0, but he is getting a lot of outs on the ground.
He's getting some nice movement. He's throwing strikes.
8 of his 10 outs have been on the ground.
Getting a little two-seam action. A little late breaking down in the zone, hitting the top of it. Although Escobar's was up, as it looked like a little breaking ball that was up, and he was able to get under it and lift it.
The fastball had good movement to it. And that's Salvi wanted to know if he swung at a strike.
Well, he's thrown a couple of good sinkers. We saw one to strike out Paulo his first time up. It was a down and in, right where that last one was to Salvi.
just foul. Down into those chairs. What are those chairs for?
I don't know. They're a hazard. Move them. Look at that.
That's a lot of extra chairs.
Exactly. It's not September. They don't have any call-ups.
One and two. Salvi grounded out to Olsen at first base in the first inning. Second strikeout for Blackburn and 2 down in the fourth inning.
We see Salvi chase sometimes, but it's usually a slider down in the dirt. But our Mo Lottery replay will show you he got him up top. Looked like it was a little breaking ball, a little spinner up top.
Outside to Soler. He grounded out to Chapman at third, his first time up. It's only 1 run so far, but with Escobar's home run, that continues an alarming trend of home runs given up lately by A's pitchers. That'll be out of play. Escobar's home run in the third was the 10th home run given up by an A's pitcher in the last 16 innings. 10 home runs in the last 16 innings. They allowed 9 in the 2-game series in Texas.
Yeah, we know how they swing from their heels.
Still 1 and 2. Took something off that breaking ball, and Soler went down to a knee. He swung so hard. So Blackburn strikes out 2 in a 1-2-3-4. And FS1. Watch every match live and over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event is just 7 days away, only on Fox and FS1. One 0 Royals to the bottom of the fourth on an Alcides Escobar home run. So far the A's have just a couple of singles against Jason Hamill. The hardest hit ball was off the bat of Chris Davis, who who lined out to deep center field and drove Paulo Orlando to the warning track.
Yeah, that wasn't routine for Paulo at all. That was a good play. He really crushed it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Hamill has been a strike throwing machine. 34 pitches, 28 strikes. You know, they've had trouble drawing here for a long time, and the A's are always down around the bottom in attendance, and there's been stadium talk forever. But I tell you what, those kids that pound the drums sure make it seem like a bigger crowd. I mean, there's just a very unique energy in this ballpark.
Yeah, and it's because it's multiple drums, maybe, and not like the guy in Cleveland. Good pitch. Look at that, 82 down, right on the corner of the strike zone, out of the middle.
And that turns the drums off. There is no drum response to an A's strikeout. But we're going to call them our Pepsi fans of the game. And I'm sure at some point during the series, Joel will go out there and visit with them. They're big Joel fans.
Sure they are.
There you go. You can use the railing as a percussion instrument. If Will Ferrell were here, he'd say more railing.
And you know, this place echoes. You know, I mean, it's that big structure in center field called Mount Davis was put in there for the Oakland Raiders. And I remember playing ball here before they had that in there, and the wind used to really whip in here. It was not good for hitting, and that's what the result. It was a tough ballpark to hit homers in. But when they put that in there, that stopped the wind from coming in, and to me, it made it more of a home run hitter's park. And the only reason I knew that is I could never hit a home run in batting practice here before they put that big thing up there. And then when they put it up there, I hit a homer in center field and off of Todd Van Poppel. And it's the only center field home run I ever hit. That's why I was like, wow, this is a launching pad. If I could go there.
Salvi runs out of room. Well, don't tell the A's that structure out in center field makes this a launching pad, because at home they are a completely different team. They have the most home runs on the road, but at home they have the 3rd fewest runs per game, 3rd fewest home runs, and the 2nd lowest OPS in the major leagues.
Well, I'm going to ask Mike Aldretti, their hitting coach, tomorrow about that, and he'll tell you, gosh, I don't know.
I'll bet he'll say it's the ballpark.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll ask him. We'll find out. But I know a lot of hitters will tell you, you know, if you told them that, they'd say, "Wow, I don't really know." But we'll get the full rundown from Aldo of the hitting dimensions. Well, I mean, we see the dimensions, but the wind. There's hardly any wind blowing now at all.
It is a great place to pitch, and it is not the best place in the major leagues to hit. All that foul territory you were talking about. And I remember when Brian Bannister was with the Royals, and you know, Brian was very much into the numbers and very much into the intricacies of every ballpark. You know, he could break down every mound, every ballpark.
He still is.
Yep.
Into it.
Olsen, deep right center field, and gone. And when he hits one, it is far from a wall scraper. That is his 13th of the season, and he has tied the game at 1. And that is his 4th home run of the year against the Royals in 4 games.
Talked about it in the open of our broadcast. How are we going to keep him in the park? And there's 82, a big breaking ball that just stayed in the middle of the plate, and he put an easy swing on it. And we'll have to give you the details later on the homer. But what did Bannister have to say?
Banny would swear that this mound is taller than most mounds. He said, man, I just feel great on this mound. Torres makes a play inside the line, and that is off the bag, but Dozier, according to first base umpire Sean Barber, tagged Chapman out on the chest. Bob Melvin will wait just a moment to make sure. And of course, Major League Baseball routinely comes out here and they measure the mound and they make sure it's, you know, 10 inches just like every other mound. But Brian Bannister, and I'd heard other pitchers say too, they just love pitching here. They feel like they are pitching with an extreme downhill plane.
And believe me, that is a lot when a guy feels good about where he's pitching from, or the batter's box, or just some of the elements in different ballparks can bring that out. Interesting. It does look taller than 10 inches from here.
Who knows? Maybe there's a downward slope from the mound to home plate.
That could be.
I'm sure they measure that as well. In fact, I remember it was a couple years ago before the game, and I mean, it was like they had, you know, and they have road surveyors out there.
Yep.
You know, and they're thinking about putting in a stoplight or in a new road. I mean, they had people out there at Kauffman Stadium and they were measuring everything. So I don't think you can cut corners like that, because the league will come out and make sure that every stadium is in compliance. But Brian Bannister, he said, man, I'm telling you, there is something about the slope of this mound. That ball's well hit. Paulo goes into right center field and makes a play. So both teams have a solo home run, and at the end of 4, we're tied at 1. A 1-1 tie as the Royals come up in the 5th inning. Both pitchers are off to good starts. Royals have only made 1 out in the air in the first 4 innings against Paul Blackburn. Everything else has been either a strikeout or on the ground. And Alex Gordon rolled out to the second baseman Lowry his first time up.
Yep. Every team plays Alex the same way, and he wants to see if he can find a way to hit it by him. It's not working tonight so far. Folks, create moments you will remember forever with the Royals Memories program. Download the MLB Ballpark app now to choose from unique experiences that give you access to the field, watching batting practice next to the pros, deliver the game ball to the mound, or take in a fireworks show from the outfield grass. See full list of experiences, the Ballpark app on your mobile device.
Hunter Dozier lined out to deep right field in the second inning. Blackburn doing a good job of keeping the ball down. Now he has 9 ground ball outs among his 13 total outs. That's out of play. 0-2. Still 0-2 on Dozier with Escobar on deck.
See where Blackburn's staying. He's staying down there for the most part. That's what's getting him his most success tonight.
Well, don't tell him that this is a great place to pitch.
Yeah.
I mentioned he's from about 50 miles from here, Brentwood, California. But he was signed by the Cubs, traded to the Mariners, traded to the A's. So this is more than just his home stadium, but his ERA before tonight was 5 here and about a run and a half on the road. And before they even built that structure in center field, this was always known, as you pointed out, as a much better place to pitch than hit. I mean, it took Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco to maybe con some people into thinking you can hit home runs here. Dozier's on with 1 out as he muscles 1 out into left field. Jason Giambi, Matt Stairs.
That's a jam shot there. Nicely done, too. Sounded like his bat stayed intact, didn't break it. No, that bat will live for another plate appearance. And that's bring you a smile when you can get a hit like that.
Alcides Escobar hit his 3rd home run, hit the top of the wall in left field, giving the Royals a 1-0 lead. And then Matt Olson homered for the A's in the 4th. Escobar is getting closer to 400 consecutive games played.
Look at the launch angle there. That's in the 30s. That's high hit ball. And look at the distance, 372. Scraped the back of the wall, but it doesn't matter. How far it goes, just go far enough.
Fouled back to our right and into the A's television booth.
Okay, this ball stayed up. Now you can see it had a little bit of funky spin on it, but he barreled it. But he just got under it. A 31-degree launch angle. It means you had to hit it pretty high. High and far.
Oh, 2. Slowly hit to Simeon. They get the out at second base, and they still turn it into a double play. To the bottom of the 5th. Royals 1, A's 1. His Pizza Ranch pitching line. 1 run, 3 hits in 4 innings. And he's thrown a lot of strikes tonight. Done a good job of A, getting ahead, and B, putting hitters away with 2 strikes. Been particularly good in that category over his last 3 starts. So 57 pitches, 44 strikes in his first 4 innings. It'll be Piscotty, Lucroy, and Martini in the bottom of the 5th.
He got him a pitch there at 84.
Base hit into left field for Piscotty. I just gave you Paul Blackburn's numbers. His numbers are still on the ribbon board here. He's throwing a lot of strikes, but not as many as Jason Hamill. 50 pitches, 41 strikes. Only 9 pitches have been called out of the strike zone in his first 4+ innings.
That's the whole idea. And then, you know, having the offense hit it at your defense. Pitch to contact. Hamill's been doing more of that this year. Not relying as much on the strikeout.
Oh, 0-1 on Lucroy. He grounded out to third his first time up. Piscotty has not attempted a stolen base yet this year. I was telling you that the A's hardly ever run at all. They have the fewest stolen bases in the league, 12.
Yep,
your
that's
buddy
good.
Buck Showalter's not going to have the fewest stolen bases this year.
Good chance. I mean, both teams, obviously, home run hitting teams. You know, they don't want to risk. You don't want to risk a word now. I mean, an out now, but you also got to figure in who's the master behind the plate and throwing runners out. That's 50%. That's got to lead the league.
There he goes, and it's grounded foul.
Little contact play there. Piscotty looking in the whole way.
Al Pedrique is the A's first base coach, advising Piscotty on Hamill's move. Salvi wants a slider down and away to try and get Lucroy to chase. Instead, a throw over to first.
Yeah, you miss here on your pickoff throw, you're throwing the runner a triple. All the foul ground.
Piscotty is not running, and that slider is grounded into the Royals dugout. Another foul ball. Fox Sports Kansas City and the Des Moines Radio Group are bringing Des Moines' best fans to Kauffman Stadium on the Raised Royal Fan Express on June 16th. For more information, go to royals.com/fanexpress. Fan Express. Most Royals fans did not arrive by way of bus, I believe.
Don't think they
Maybe
did.
they did.
But I wouldn't think so. Now, if they are Bay Area fans, they might have came on BART. Another nice little transit system here. Joel and I took it to the ballpark today. Oh, nice.
Got him to chase. That's 5 strikeouts for Hamill.
Full idea, taking the advantage of Luke Roy, who's a little anxious. That's what you call an off-balance swing. That's the whole idea, what a pitcher wants to do to a hitter.
Nick Martini, the former K-State Wildcat, grounded out to short in the 3rd inning. I had mentioned in his first at-bat that while he was in Manhattan, he set a Division I baseball record. He reached base in 93 consecutive games over the 2010 and 2011 seasons. NCAA Division I record. 1 ball, 1 strike. And not just reaching base on a fielder's choice, but to keep a streak like that alive, you're talking about a base hit, a walk, or being hit by a pitch. 93 consecutive games.
Yeah, very impressive and good for him to get the call up. Yesterday he got the call. And he's still looking for his first big league hit. It's not going to happen here.
2 down in the 5th inning.
8 years and 829 games in the minors for that young Martini player.
Center fielder, number 11, Dustin Fowler.
And now the A's begin their 3rd time through the order. Dustin Fowler has grounded out to first and flied out to left field. Oh, 0-1. Left center field, slicing over toward Alex Gordon. He's got it. So Jason Hamill has allowed 1 run in his first 5 innings. here, so we get a chance to go over the Bay Bridge. Ramon Torres will lead off our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Debbie Kamler from Smithville. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park, Debbie wins $1,500. A grand slam is worth $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals. It'll be Torres, then Merrifield and Orlando in the 6th inning. Out to right field, and Piscotti puts it away, and Torres is 0 for 2. And now the Royals begin their 3rd time through against Paul Blackburn. So that's pretty typical right there. You know, steady progression.
Yep.
Hitters are getting used to him first time through, start to make an adjustment second time through, and then have him more figured out 3rd time through the order.
Yeah, and then for Eske to take him deep his first time up and first time through the order, that was a little bonus.
Witt pulls away from a fastball. He has grounded out to short twice. And is caught by the second baseman Lowry. And there are 2 down. I look to our right, and in the A's television booth is Dallas Braden. Remember when he threw a perfect game?
I do.
Coliseum.
Paulo
That was pretty special.
Yeah, we were talking about Paul Blackburn and how he grew up in this area. He was here as a fan, and he was in high school. And I think, wait a minute, how's that possible? I mean, he's 24 years old. Then I remember that 2010 was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
2010 still doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but there's Dallas Braden doing the game with Glenn Kuiper over on A's TV.
Yeah, and I remember his didn't he throw that Jim on Mother's Day?
Yeah, and
his
mom had died
Yeah.
of skin cancer when he was in high school, so he was raised by his grandmother in nearby Stockton, and she was here.
Yeah, for that game. It was special. It was emotional, no doubt. And something Bay Area fans will never forget, and he's quite a character. That helps.
Pulled to short. Simeon gets a nice bounce, and that's in time. So the Royals have 1 run through 6 innings. There's some highlights from that perfect game. Mother's Day 2010. Told you that he didn't get a full set of rehab starts in the minor leagues, so they're going to shut him down after 64 pitches, 6 innings, and he allowed just 1 run. That's good news for the Royals. Get him out of there.
No question about it. Now listen to Melvin in his pregame talk. He talked more like 90, 100 pitches for the kid. But you know, lots of times in game things change, and then you're always making a read, saying, "Hey, how do you feel? What do you think?" You know, and they can let him know. But Melvin's got to be happy with what he's seen from Blackburn.
Jed Lowry, Chris Davis, and Matt Olson are coming up. Jason Hamill's only given up 1 run in his 5 innings. And he has struck out Lowry twice. Lowry hadn't had a good swing yet against Hamill.
Yeah, it looked like early, especially the early strikeout, wasn't seeing the ball very well because he's getting that 2-seamer by him.
2-1 on Lowry. Alcides Escobar is homered for the Royals. Matt Olson is homered for the A's. And that's it. 1 run, 3 hits for the Royals. 1 run, 4 hits for the A's. And I'm going to pop it up into left center field. Alex for a moment didn't see it, and now Paulo Orlando to the rescue.
Oh man, that's fantastic defensive work by Paulo. You can't take anything for granted, especially this time of night. It's twilight. Look at Alex. That's what you do. Put your hands out. Paulo was looking at him and was able to make the catch. Game this close. Look, that's a helpless feeling too, by the way. Game like this, 1 miscue could cost the ball game. So nice job, good work.
Not to mention the huge flying insect that went whizzing by Alex's ear when he was looking for that fly ball.
Was that a moth?
What was that? I don't know.
It looked like a small bird. Yeah, heads up. Let's check it out again. Let's see it. Oh my God!
What is that?
That was a bird.
Was that a bird or
it was
a dragonfly? Or
that looked like a swallow. Up a bird. That's what it was. Those swallows, they come around this time of night and they feed on the bugs.
And they're A's fans.
No question.
So they would never do that to Nick Martini, the A's left fielder.
Okay, let's watch the bird. Alex, he's missing it. There it is. Oh, nice. Super slow-mo got it for us. Went right around his back. He might have heard that bird even.
You can prepare for the wind. You can prepare for the sun. And even the twilight.
Yeah.
That's that time of night. But to have a bird or a kite go whistling by your ear when you're waiting for a fly ball, that is not something they practice in spring training.
No, but you know what that is right there? They have those flying at the top of the stadium. It's to keep like seagulls out.
Ah.
Yeah. It's to keep them out. Because there used to be a huge seagull problem here, and I haven't seen any this year. I remember last year I noticed.
It's usually about the 7th or 8th inning of a day game when they start looking for peanut shells and popcorn.
Yep.
So if that keeps the seagulls away, we know 2 things. Seagulls are annoying and they're not very smart.
Yeah. Look at Hamill. He's hoping for that swing and miss. 3-2 on a dangerous hitter like Davis. Davis has been on the disabled list this year, and he still has 15 homers. Keep it down.
Base hit to left field. Davis is 1 for 3.
Folks, Help us celebrate this special season of Royals baseball with the 50-season shirt series presented by Charlie Hustle. Don't miss the exclusive t-shirt designed by Kansas City's favorite t-shirt brand, Charlie Hustle. Purchase your themed ticket to receive the second t-shirt in the series on June 18th when the Royals host the Rangers. Tickets now available online at royals.com/themed tickets. That's a good looking t-shirt there.
And now Matt Olson. Matt Olson against the Royals this year is 6 for 13 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. Four home runs and 9 RBIs. 2 balls and no strikes.
Okay, we know you want to see how far it went. I do. 414, that's well under his average.
That's a chip shot for him.
I know. Beautiful swing, though. The reason he starts with his hands out extended like this is because he was wrapping them too far around his back. He had too much turn. So by doing that, it keeps his shoulders squared up a little bit more towards the pitcher. Because the biggest thing, when you see a hitter with a unique stance like that, the first thing you ask a hitting coach is why. He said, well, because he's wrapping his upper body.
Pretty good respect right there, going with a slider on 3-0.
Better believe it.
So Hamill walks Olson, and that's Jason's first. It doesn't come until 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. And now 2 on 1 out. And here is our sprint trivia question. Name the 4 players to hit 20 or more home runs for both the Royals and the A's. Career, not single season. So not 20 home run seasons. 4 players with 20 or more home runs for both the Royals and the A's. Matt Chapman is struck out and grounded out to third. How about a Kansas Cityan?
Uh-oh. Can't see it.
And it hit the top of the wall. Davis scores. Olson is held at third. Paulo, he had the right idea. He lost it and he was in the area and just never picked it up again. He might have had a chance to get it because he was pretty deep against Chapman, but he simply just lost it, and that's the second time this inning that a Royals outfielder has lost the ball.
Yeah, when you're going back to the wall and you take your eye off it and you look down to see where you are and you look back up, you lose it. That's what happened. Tough chance there for Hamill. Now, he might have been able to make that play because he was back there and plenty of time to go up against the wall, but when he took his eye off it just to see where he was and then couldn't pick it up, that's what cost him. Tough this time of night, man.
So 2-1 A's, and now the Royals bring the infield in halfway for Simeon. Another thing about this ballpark too is because it's so tall with the football structure is that you can run into the shadows when you go onto the warning track here.
Yeah,
go from the bright into the dark.
It's not well lit there where Paulo was.
In tight, 1-1 on Simeon. He has a single and a fly out to center field.
And there are some ways that you can help with this time of night. You can get amber lenses and sunglasses that are like amber, that are yellow, and it brightens it up a little bit. And it's definitely worth checking into some of those. If you cost your pitcher a run and something like that, you know, you're going to want to fix that. And I know a lot of fielders, especially Darren Erstad, this time of night, every night he'd wear them for 2 innings.
Made contact, still 1-2.
You can see them. They're halfway. They're not all the way in on the grass because it gives them a little more range with the runner at second base. Hamill, you're doing a good job of trying to keep it in on him and wanting him to jam it. If he can jam him on the ground, they're going to be able to get it out without scoring a run if he hits it into one of the infielders that are in. Simeon got a nice base hit on him earlier in the game to right field on a ball away.
And now a base hit into left field. Olsen scores. Chapman holds at third, and the A's lead 3-1.
Okay, now that's a nice piece of hitting. 84 below the hitting zone. Watch how he hesitates a little bit and just goes down and lifts it. That's really nice there. That's a good piece there, right? You can't do anything for that. That's just, you got to credit him for that. It's a good base hit. So this meeting here by Cal is probably a catch your breath meeting. Okay, somebody make a play for him. That's what they said. Bullpen's starting to scramble a little bit. Sometimes a pitching coach and Ned will say, hey, go out and give him a breather here. Talk him into rolling up a double play. He has induced 3 so far this season.
Scotty has single to right, and he is single to left.
And he's grounded into 7 double plays this season. It's tied for the team lead with Chapman. That man right there.
Well hit into left center field. Another run scores, and the A's have 3 in the 6th inning. And Piscotty is 3 for 3.
Yep, that's right in the middle. And when you're going good, you're on a 2-hit night, you're locked in. You got to really make a good pitch in order to get a hot hitter out.
Fastball strike to Lucroy. He is 0 for 2. Curveball catches the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. This was a bigger issue last year for Jason Hamill. 3rd time through. 2nd time through has been more of a problem this year. But Hamill Got the first 2 hitters out for the last out of the 5th, the first out in the 6th. But now the last 5 have reached and 3 have scored. With 1 out, Davis single to left, Olsen walked, and the play that really turned this inning around was that fly ball to deep center field that Paulo Orlando lost in the twilight. But after that, Hamill has given up RBI base hits to Simeon and Piscotty, so this is not all on Paulo.
No.
One and 2.
Hamill got Lucroy to swing out of the strike zone badly last time up. See if he can get him to swing at that slider again.
Timeout. A ball has gotten away from the A's bullpen. The A's had 1 run, 4 hits in the first 5 innings, and now they have 3 runs on 4 hits in this inning. And Tim Hill warms up as Hamill makes his 90th pitch, and it's low, 2-2. Got him. That pitch was way out of the strike zone.
It's identical pitch he struck him out the last time on. Good for Hamill.
And good for Salvi to pick that thing. That was not an easy ball to pick cleanly.
No, you're right. Stayed with it.
Number 38, left fielder.
So 6 for Hamill, all swinging. And now 2 on, 2 out for Nick Martini. Low for ball 1. Martini is grounded out to short and flied to center field. In the air to left, and Alex is there for the out. The A's get 3, and at the end of 6, Oakland leads 4-1. first on this Alcides Escobar home run in the third. And then Matt Olson homered in the fourth to tie it. This was the big play of the 3-run sixth inning. Paulo Orlando just simply lost the ball in the sky. That drove in one, and Simeon drove in a run, Piscotty another, and the A's got 3 against Jason Hamill. So he's given up 4 runs in 6 innings. Paul Blackburn, who is out in his season debut, gave up 1 run in 6 innings. Hamill will watch rookie right-hander Lou Trevino take over the 7th inning, and that fastball is at 97 miles an hour. Chevy call to the bullpen to the rookie Lou Trevino.
Lou's been a big fixture so far early for Bob Melvin. 2.01 ERA. That's excellent. He's got a hard moving fastball. Not good for the Royals to see. Good cutter, sinker, mid-90s. Curve changeup, 6'5", 220. Some good downhill action. He's tough. Good cutter too.
Mike Moustakas doubled into the left field corner in the first inning, going against the shift. And then he grounded into the shift in the fourth. Into center field. Easier to pick up the ball. It's darker now, and the lights are taking full effect. And Fowler makes the play, 1 down. Purchase 20 or more tickets for a single game and receive a 20% discount. Group tickets are available for all home games, and groups of 20 or more can save big. Suites and party areas are also available, so why don't you plan your company event, maybe a family reunion or a get-together with friends or co-workers. Just email groupsales@royals.com. groupsales@royals.com. Perez is grounded out to first and struck out. Any thoughts on our trivia question? I've got a couple.
Okay.
Off the end of the bat, that might go back fair. Nope. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm thinking about a Kansas Cityan, former catcher, played a long time with the Royals and the A's. We see him at Kauffman Stadium occasionally. He owns a business with Kevin Seitzer.
Yeah, Mac.
How about Mike McFarland? Strike 1.
Right.
What?
What about?
He didn't hit 20 home runs for the Royals and the A's. Wow.
Okay.
My bad. I thought that was.
That's okay. We'll converse over the next 2 so we can make sure to win this.
Well, I got another one for sure. I got it. Go ahead. You go.
Willie Wilson. No. Hey, we were just talking about that. We were conversing. There's no strike.
Yeah, I was going to say no to Willie Wilson.
Okay, well, that was my name.
He wasn't here very long.
Yeah, okay,
Jermaine Dye. Yeah, there's number 1.
Ding, 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 ding.
So,
okay.
1 right, 1 strike.
I did a fizz there on you. I just was throwing a name out there.
Oh, Mike McFarland was only here 2 years. I thought he was here longer than that. He had 11 home runs in 2 years.
Okay, and I don't think Billy Butler was here long enough to do that, was he?
I don't think so.
Did we talk about Matt Stairs?
That's a good one.
He put up numbers everywhere.
He put up numbers here.
Everywhere he went. I don't know about
Matt Stairs. Correct.
Thank you. So knock it down, please.
And it will. Salvi's 1 for 3.
We got to score some runs. Someone's got to pump one out of here. Right here, Soler. Okay, look at this. This ball's well struck by Salvi. Outer half, good short, compact swing. Didn't try to do a whole lot. Look at the control of that body. Head position, perfect.
Jorge Soler with a runner at first, one out. 97 miles an hour, and that is not a straight 97.
No, it's firm. Salvi might have hit the only straight one we've seen.
Foul outside of third. How many home runs did Brandon Moss hit last year? He hit over 20, didn't he?
I don't know, but that's a good call. Could be. Yeah, he hit. Yeah, I think he did. All right, let's do that. Let's go with Moss.
Brandon Moss. Correct. 3.
Ding 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 ding.
One more, Hud. Mike Sweeney was here for just 1 year, but he was not a full-time player. Jeremy Giambi, I don't think, hit 20 home runs his time in Kansas City. What about Sal Fasano?
Wow. Was he here that long?
He may not have gotten 20 with the Royals. I'll bet he got 20 here. So we've got Jermaine Dye, Matt Stairs, and Brandon Moss. One more to go. Alex has grounded out to the right side twice, once to the second baseman and once to the first baseman. Two and one. Miguel Tejada didn't hit 20 home runs for the Royals.
How about Jason Kendall? Did he hit that many for the Royals?
No.
Okay.
Or the A's, I'll bet.
Okay.
He had made the transition to more of a leadoff type on base percentage guy at that point of his career. The rare catcher batting in the leadoff spot.
Don't know if we've seen it since.
I'm going to say no on Sal Fasano.
Okay.
He got to 20 with the Royals, but he was here for a while. Now, Hud, I've always said there is no good reason to leave early and fling your bat unless the umpire takes 30 seconds to make the call. I mean, Alex, he hesitated.
Yeah, and it was under the grid anyway. 98 low. Oh well, good. Maybe Alex can get him a good pitch and put a good swing on it here.
30 seconds might have been a slight exaggeration.
That's okay. All right, staying alive. Reno's given up 2 home runs.
Oh. Hit hard, but pulled right to Olsen. And that's the inning. Stretch time in Oakland. The A's have a 4-1 lead with Tim Hill coming into the game. refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. Jason Hamill gave up 4 runs, 8 hits in 6 innings. He only gave up 1 run in the first 5, and then the A's got 3 in the 6th. So Tim Hill will be a Chevy call to the bullpen. And we'll get the top of the A's order. Beginning with left-hand hitting Dustin Fowler. Tim Hill took the loss on Monday, coming on in a 6-6 game in the 8th inning. And the Angels got 3 in that 8th inning and won 9-6. We have gotten a hint from our generous producer, Kevin Cedergren.
Which is rare.
Not only
they feel sorry for us.
Yep. Well, last night's was tough. I mean, we could have had.
Yeah, but Luke Gehrig, we should have guessed him. That's my bad.
And the hint is, getting back to our sprint trivia question, 4 players who have hit 20 or more career home runs for both the Royals and the A's. And his hint was that this player also hit 20 home runs for the Cardinals. Well, we've already guessed Brandon Moss, right?
Yep. He's a winner.
Brandon Moss, Matt Stairs, Jermaine Dyes so far are the first 3. 1 to go. 2-2 on Fowler. And we only have this half inning. Three balls, 2 strikes. Tim Hill walked a couple of hitters on Monday night. That was part of the 3-run 8th inning. Chet Lowry is on deck, and then Chris Davis.
He'll be slinging that ball in there. Hard sinker, slider, changeup.
Gregorio Petit throws in the A's bullpen. He's their 8th inning setup man. Still 3-2. Yusmero Petit, I beg your pardon, not to be confused with the infielder Gregorio Petit.
Okay.
Right to Torres at 3rd. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Come on, Hud.
I know, I'm trying. Cardinals, he did it. Oakland, he did it. In Kansas City. That'd be a guy, a power hitter, obviously.
You never know. Could be a guy who just had a long career. I mean, 20 home runs in a career, not 3 20 home run seasons. All he had to do was hit 20 home runs total with those 3 teams.
And you don't think Billy Butler had enough here?
Well, he never played for the Cardinals.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, he played in St. Louis, but
my mind's
he didn't
going
play for the Cardinals.
They're going a lot of different directions. My mind is right now.
Those of you who are playing along with us tonight, our producer Kevin Cedergren gave us another hint. Not only did he play for the Royals, the A's, and the Cardinals, but his middle name was Harold. I mean, come on.
How about
Isn't that it? I mean, let's go. Jed Lowry's had a rough night. He is 0 for 4. That's his third strikeout, and now 2 down against Tim Hill in the 7th inning.
Good pitch. Backdoor. Little slider.
Another hint. Never an all-star.
Ding, 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 ding.
Got it.
Okay. Come with it. I want to be able to sleep tonight. Had a hard time last night.
Craig Paquette.
What? No way. Who would have got that
How about
guy?
that? Right before the out, too. You see that?
Really? You got skills, partner.
Craig Harold Paquette.
Sweet.
Eat your heart out.
That's right.
Pick your power, fuel, or battery with Stihl. Search STIHL. And by Ford, going further so you can. Yusmero, not to be confused with Gregorio Petit, coming on for the 8th inning. The Royals have Dozier, Escobar, and Torres.
He's putting together a good season for Bob Melvin. He's got some pretty good numbers. He's got good movement on his fastball. He's got both a cutter, 2-seamer, 86 to 92. Not overpowering, but knows how to pitch. Uses both sides of the plate very well. Curve and change.
Dodgers had a good swing, which resulted in an out. He lined out to deep right field, and then he got jammed on a 1-2 pitch and blooped a single to left field. One ball, 2 strikes.
Paquette.
Yeah.
I would have never got him in 100 years. Wow. Good call.
I saw him in an A's uniform as I was trying to imagine who it might be. Actually, it was the middle name Harold that gave it away.
That was generous of them in the truck.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Even though I visualized him in an A's uniform, I don't think I would have gotten that without the Cardinal hint.
Okay.
One down in the 8th inning. The A's are a 500 team. They are 31-31. But as we take a look at our Toyota League leaders, they are much better than that when they get into this part of the game. They are just one of 2 teams to be undefeated when they lead after 7. They are 23-0. The Brewers are 31-0, leading after 7 innings. Milwaukee leads their division. The A's coming into tonight are 7.5 back in their division, but the A's have finished in last place in the previous 3 years. So even though we've got about 100 games to go this season, it's been a surprising start for Oakland to be at 500.
Yeah, and you know, you kind of look to the bullpens when you see that. That's what he immediately doesn't always tell the story, but for the most part, you got the strong pins, you win late in games.
Martini makes a play in left field. Escobar is 1 for 3. And now 2 down in the 8th inning. If there's one area where Bob Melvin's team needs to improve, if they want to contend, they need to play better against their own division. They're 11 games under 500 against the West, and they've lost 8 of their last 9 in the division. They're 11 games above 500 against everybody else. But if that trend plays out, they will not contend in this division. Torres is grounded out to second and flied out to right. At the knees, 1-1. Well hit to center field, and on a dive, a catch by Fowler.
Too bad for Torres. Hit one ball hard and look what happens. Great catch though.
They lead by 3. They have pitched well tonight, and they just turned in the defensive play of the game.
Yeah, I mean, look at Torres looking for a measly hit, all right? Really cut him some slack. But not Dustin Fowler says, not on me. Look at that. That was a great jump. He took right off. He went right to it. There's some leather between the grass and the ball, and that was a beautiful highlight catch.
If you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Kelvin Herrera pitches for the first time on this trip. And that ERA, 0.79, is the lowest in the American League. No walks and 19 strikeouts for Herrera. He has pitched in 22 2/3 innings, 24 appearances. That's a Royals record. 24 appearances to begin the season without a walk. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The record for innings to begin a season belongs to Dan Quisenberry, who went 37 2/3 innings in 1982 before his first walk.
That's incredible. Well, Herrera hadn't pitched in 5 days. Ned's got to get him out there. I mean, he's been fantastic. Look at the changeup. And Olsen had absolutely no chance. And he's walking back to the dugout saying, man, I don't want to face that guy again. You know, Herrera, he's as confident as he's ever been in his career. Even when he was a solid 7th, 8th inning guy in the championship years of 14 and 15, he was solid then too. But now he's got the role as a closer. He is looking to put out the fire, any fire, whether it's a safe situation or not. Anytime he toes the slab, he's throwing strikes, and he's throwing them on the corners too. That's heavy cheese at the knees and very difficult to hit. He means business. .079 ERA.
Which just went down a tick after 1 out here in the 8th inning.
Okay.
1 and 2 on Chapman, who's been a struggling hitter. 0 for 2 in his first 2 at-bats. And that made him 8 for his last 57. And then he hit a fly ball to the wall in center field in the 6th inning. Paulo Orlando just lost it in the twilight. And that really got the A's going in the 6th, and they went on to score 3. That was the 2nd time in the inning that a Royals outfielder lost a ball in the twilight. Jed Lowry had hit a fly ball to left center field. Alex Gordon lost it, and Paulo Orlando came over from center field to bail him out.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Broken bat, long run for Witt, and he decided not to throw. That was the right choice. So Chapman has 2 hits tonight, and he's on with 1 out.
He earned it. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Marcus Semien has 2 hits and an RBI. Another great spot for Herrera. Not only is he throwing 97, he is throwing 97 with movement, and he's throwing 97 with movement on the corner.
And that makes it almost impossible to square him up.
Out at second. Double play. So Herrera has given up 1 run in 23 2/3 innings this year, still without a walk.
Nice turn, Whitley.
Back down 4-1 after this game on Boulevard Royals Live. We'll talk about the newest Royals killer. Matt Olson has done nothing but hit home runs against them. And Jason Hamill very good through 5, and then the A's able to get to him in the 6th. A little bit of a quirky inning. We'll break that down here from Ned Yost, and much more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Guys, I was thinking if we could just eliminate all home runs hit against the Royals by guys named Matt, that would take away about 12% of the home runs against the Royals this year. You forget the opening series.
Oh, Matt Davidson. Yeah.
He's got 7. Olson's got 4.
Great point, Joel.
Thank you.
Here's Blake Trinan, born in Wichita and grew up in Osage City, Kansas. Fouled away by Merrifield. He'll be followed by Paulo Orlando and Mike Moustakas. The Royals' only run tonight came on a home run from Alcides Escobar back in the 3rd inning, and the Royals actually had a 1-0 lead. The A's tied it in the bottom of the 4th, and then that 3-run 6th inning that Joel was referring to. In the air to center field. Shallow. Lowry is out. He's got it. And Witt is 0 for 4. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre with Rex Hudler. Joel Goldberg will be coming up with director Steve Kurtenbach, producer Kevin Cedergren, associate producers Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, and Casey Carter.
Paulo looking for his first hit in his first game back. Trinan, not easy. He's got a really heavy, hard sinker. Mid to upper 90s with that. Slider is at 90, 92, and a changeup.
Dusty Baker, his manager for a time in Washington, called it a turbo sinker.
Good call. That's what it does right there.
On the air same time tomorrow. Price Chopper Royals Live begins at 8:30. And then a little after 9, it'll be Jacob Junis and Frankie Montas. That'll be a good pitching matchup. Junis is 5-5. Montas is 2-0, including an excellent start against the Royals last weekend. 1-2 on Paulo.
Yeah, you just hope he's not that good as he was. He was getting early countouts. He stayed in the game long. Had good stuff. Challenged hitters.
Trinan gets the strikeout. On my way out of the stadium on Sunday, I was stopped by a large group of Blake Trinan's friends and family who had made the drive from Osage City, about 90 miles southwest of KC. Royals fans first, so they watch our broadcast, but obviously we're pulling for the A's, especially when Blake came into the game.
Yep.
Nice people.
Good.
Ball 1 on Mike Moustakas. He is 1 for 3 with a double. Blake's friends and family were saying how much they would love for Blake to pitch for the Royals. I said that sounds like a heck of a deal. So we were working out the details there in front of the stadium.
Put that away.
Yep.
Way to go, man. We need that right now. We need a guy like him, another arm in the pen. He's nasty. Look at that. And that 91-mile-an-hour slider, you don't see those very often.
Two and two. He's got a little more depth to his two-seamer, but he's a lot like Kelvin Herrera. I mean, he just right at you at 96, 97 with movement.
Yeah, I was going to say, from one closer to the next, they're very similar. He didn't have a changeup like Kelvin.
99.
But you don't really need you don't need 3 pitches. 2 pitches most closers have. That's all they have. But Herrera has a bonus slider.
Boy, you got to be some kind of quick against this guy.
I mean, especially up in the zone like that. That ball is on you in a heartbeat. I mean, 0.2 of a second.
From Osage City to Baker University to the University of Arkansas to South Dakota State. Blake Trinan, that's where he was drafted by the A's in the 7th round in 2011. Hit well to right field, but Piscotty is there, and that's the game. Matt Olson homered, but it was a 3-run 6th inning where Olson walked and scored. Chapman, Simeon, and Piscotty drove in runs. And now the A's are 3-1 against the Royals this year, and the Royals are winless so far on this trip. Time of game 2 hours and 18 minutes. The A's win 4-1. We'll be right back.